So the entire last few weeks of my life was been about landing a job, getting income coming in as soon as possible. And I thought, getting a job would solve all my problems, or at least a big chunk of the issues. And I realized afterwards that I didn't. For those of you who are new, hi, my name is Ahmed. I'm just dropped out of college recently to pursue my dreams. For now, that's YouTube, giving everything I have, and trying to start my own life, trying to create something, and documenting the journey here every day. Not even not all my videos are about documenting the journey, but a good portion of them are. And so, for those of you who are new, my full-time job for the past few weeks was landing a job, and I finally got one. And keep in mind, it was an entry-level job, working front desk at my local gym. And that was basically the entire goal for the last few weeks, until I eventually landed something, which I did. And I did have my first shift yesterday. Went pretty well. And now that I do have a job, I'm realizing getting a job was just step one. Might seem obvious, but that was kind of my main focus the last couple of weeks until I landed something. And I'm actually very thankful that I finally did land something, because at one point I genuinely thought I wasn't going to land something ever. And because I just kept getting rejection after rejection after rejection. And finally I landed something. And now I'm actually really grateful for the position I'm in. Although it's not even I'll explain it a bit, but even my current conditions, now that I do have a job and income coming in, it's not really ideal, because I still live with my parents. They pretty much control housing, cars, transportation, stuff like that. So I'm getting sidetracked, but so they control like housing, because I still live with my parents. I still drive their car, so transportation still not under my control. They still pay for all my financial expenses at the moment. But now that I have a job, at least I'll start being able to like save up, and maybe even start paying for my own expenses and stuff like that. So yeah, now the next step is just now it's really just becoming independent, and trying to get my own place, my own car, pay for all my own stuff as soon as possible. And I don't know what the journey is going to look like from here, and how long that any of that is going to take. But it's interesting, because it really teaches you that, or at least this past few weeks have taught me that you think doing this or achieving this one thing will solve all your problems, until you realize it's really only step one. It's really only step one of the entire journey. And because you think getting this one thing that you want so bad, which for me the last few weeks, like I said, was getting a job, would solve all your problems, or at least most of your problems would go away, and you wouldn't have to worry about anything major after that. But life has this way of life has its own way of like throwing you obstacle after obstacle after obstacle. And now that I have a job, I'm realizing this is just step one. Phase one is pretty much done, getting a job. Now it's actually going to the job, having a job, just racking up savings, and continuing to build this YouTube channel while I work. It's a little bit different now, because like I said, if in yesterday's video, if you guys didn't check that out, I really I kind of just briefly went into the fact that like now I realize it's going to be hard to balance, not really balance, but like kind of do multiple things at the same time, because a job is draining, whether it's, like I said, a 6-hour, 8-hour, 10-hour, 12-hour shift, even a 4-hour, 5-hour shift. It's really relatively all the same, in the sense of like you feel tired afterwards, and you don't really feel like doing your other stuff afterwards. And it's kind of like a glimpse. I'm kind of already getting a glimpse of like what it's like to I'm kind of getting a glimpse as to like why I see like how people that have like full-time work, they don't really have time to do anything else afterwards. And especially not something like the gym, where you gotta like really, like, it's something physical and intensive work. So people that have full-time work, they can really kind of already start to see why people don't really have stuff or time, or really have the energy, I should say, to do things outside of their work afterwards. And yeah, so have more shifts coming up this week at my job. And yeah, we'll just have to take it day by day. But right now, the phase one of getting a job is now over. Now it's done. I have a job now, so really grateful for that. And now it's time to enter into phase 2, you know, starting work, racking up savings, eventually becoming self-sufficient, getting my own car, my own place, stuff like that. But really just day by day right now. So I want to keep it short. That's pretty much all I have to say, and see you guys tomorrow. Peace.